Hello and welcome to a very festive edition of the UKGN Network podcast. I'm Zoidberg, and this week we've been getting into the spirit by playing the recently re-released Hitman 2 Holiday Hoarders missions. Your assassination targets for this Paris set mission are a couple of burglars named Harry and Marv, and it's great fun trying to outsmart them while dressed in a Santa suit, and it reminded us of just how good and versatile the Hitman series really is. Nowadays it's common practice for developers of the most popular games in the world to produce some kind of Christmas-themed mode to get you playing their game over the holiday period. Everything from Overwatch to Fortnite to Apex Legends will offer up alternative skins, snow-covered levels or festive weapons, sometimes all three. The best thing is, of course, that in most cases these extra modes are free if you already own the games. Back in the 80s and 90s this wasn't the case. Often we were required to buy a new version of the game or an expansion pack, remember those? But one of the most frequently used ways to get them was via a cover-mounted demo disc. We can still remember receiving festive outings of Team 17's arcade racer ATR, Grafcold's brilliant platformer Fire and Ice, and the seminal Sensible Soccer back in the days of the Amiga. Go back even further into history and there's even Moly Christmas, which was given away for free with Your Sinclair magazine. So what better way is there to celebrate the festive season than to present our favourite Christmas game add-ons? Holiday Lemmings. After being featured as just 2 levels of a demo for Oh No More Lemmings, Holiday Lemmings was expanded to a full 32-level holiday treat in 1993. It featured snow-themed levels draped in decorations, lemmings dressed in Santa suits, and a plum duff replacing the level goal. It was all accompanied by incredibly catchy versions of festive songs like Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer, and it was essential for anyone who loved the original game and was getting into the festive spirit. Once you've played it, we guarantee you'll never be able to stand in a lift listening to Christmas music without thinking of this game. Canon Soccer. Attached to the cover of Amiga Format came this fantastic crossover of 2 of the best Amiga games ever made. If you hadn't played Sensible Software's gloriously un-PC action strategy game before, this was a fantastic introduction to it. You controlled a team of 4 grunts tasked with clearing the levels of all adversaries. One of the levels takes place on a very familiar looking pitch, with some enemy soldiers even sporting a football strip. If you wanted to play the reverse, Amiga Power gave away Sensible Soccer meets Bulldog Blighty the previous Christmas, which saw 2 teams of soldiers playing football with a grenade. Christmas Nights into Dreams. Christmas Nights was given away with the official Sega Saturn magazine in the UK, and for most of the year it would appear to be just a demo of Nights into Dreams itself. Then, every November, thanks to the console's internal clock, everything got covered in snow, and you found yourself playing along to the strains of Jingle Bells. Obviously you could change the clock manually and play it at any time you liked, but if you did, this made it less special. Brilliantly, the Xbox 360 and PS3 versions, released years later, allow you to access the Christmas portion by simply entering a cheat code on the title screen. Costume Quest – Grubbins on Ice. While Costume Quest and its sequel are both set at Halloween time, the original game got the Grubbins on Ice expansion as a Christmas present for all those who wanted more. Christmas is never explicitly mentioned, but there's enough snow and references to the holidays featured that we're including it. Plus, it was released a week before Christmas 2010, so it definitely counts. It featured a short campaign where you travel to the land of Rapuja in order to rescue the kidnapped Lucy, who has been turned into a candy corn. All the charm and humour of the main game is maintained, and it's definitely a great addition to the Costume Quest story. The Escapists Santa's Sweatshop. As soon as new levels started to arrive for the Escapists, it was perhaps inevitable that we'd get a Christmas one. Santa's Sweatshop was an add-on that arrived just in time for the 2015 festive period, and it places you in the shoes of an elf trying to escape from the harsh working conditions at the North Pole, where you have to clean reindeer droppings or make toys on a daily basis. The basic gameplay is exactly the same as regular levels, only with an escape plan that involves crafting tree decorations, presents and candy cane. Unlike the other Escapist missions, this one was a free download, so there's simply no excuse for not playing it. Overcooked Festive Seasoning. Overcooked is definitely the best local multiplayer game of the last decade, and any DLC that gave us more levels to play was always welcome. Festive Seasoning added 8 new snow-covered kitchens to play, and new recipes to learn, including a turkey dinner. Best of all, it added a flamethrower which acted as a portable cooking device. It's fast, frantic, brilliant fun, and getting those 3-star rankings requires a well-organised team. You should expect arguments. It's a shame then that with Overcooked 2, which has just received a free Winter Wonderland add-on, they slowly ruined the simple formula by adding new features that actively worked against the fun. For this reason, it will be the first game that we go back to every time. Minecraft Festive Mashup Pack. The great thing about Minecraft Mashup Packs is that they offer up a lot more than just player skins and new themed graphics. You also get a specially built world ripe for exploring, which shows just what's possible with the new blocks at your disposal. There's plenty to marvel at, whether it's the giant Christmas tree that greets you when you arrive, or the huge ice sculptures in the distance. Like previous mashups, there's a minecart track that takes you all around it, which is sure to inspire your next creation. Although, you could simply just invite a few friends into the world with you, all dress up as reindeer and have a snowball fight instead. The choice is yours. New release time now, with this week's reviews. We really don't know where to begin with Wattam. This is the new game from Katamari Damacy director Keita Takahashi, out on PS4 this week. If you thought the Katamari series was a bit odd, then this is definitely not the game for you. Even after a couple of hours play, we're still not sure what it is you're actually supposed to be doing, but we know that we can't stop playing it. You control a series of what look like emojis, with different abilities, and you have to get them all to interact with each other in interesting ways. Climbing on top of each other creates stacks, you can get them to hold hands and lead each other around, and there are different worlds to explore. Trying to describe it makes it sound almost too strange, yet there's something strangely compelling about it. The colourful visuals are a delight, and the music will burrow itself into your brain, and you'll find yourself wanting to keep playing just to see what happens next. Just don't expect it to make any sense. Mini Motor Racing X is a great example of why we love indie games. Sometimes a new game comes along out of nowhere, and it turns out to be absolutely brilliant. This is an arcade racer, viewed from above, that manages to be the best of its kind since Bang Bang Racing released as long ago as 2011. There are two types of races available, Classic and Type X, with the latter throwing weapons into the mix like landmines and missiles. The in-game economy is a bit broken, with some of the upgrades requiring you to repeat races in order to afford them, but at least any that you do buy carry across between the two disciplines. In addition to the racing modes, it also includes a mini version of Rocket League that will entertain for no more than a couple of goes, and the whole game can be played in VR if you have the equipment. With a huge amount of tracks and cars to try out and online play as well, it offers astonishing value for just £16. Any fan of racing games should pick it up immediately. In a year where we've already seen a number of excellent 16-bit inspired arcade shooters, along comes Gunlord X. Looking and playing almost exactly like the classic Turrican series, this is an update of an obscure 2012 Neo Geo title, which, now that it's on Switch and PS4, should find the larger audience it deserves. The pixel graphics look great when played in portable mode, but they don't translate particularly well to a large TV, where they look quite muddled. There are a number of different control options, but none of them are entirely satisfying, but you're free to configure your own button assignments to try and find your most comfortable option. Levels are huge but linear, and you can explore to find collectibles, but thankfully it's impossible to get lost thanks to regular directional arrows showing you where to go next, and this leaves you free to concentrate on shooting the swarms of enemies. It's sad that this has had the misfortune to be released after Blazing Chrome and Valfaris, which are both easily better games than this, but there's still something here that shooter fans will enjoy.
Merry Christmas.
Back to the seasonal festivities now for our retro game of the week. In researching this week's show, it became apparent that there actually aren't that many games where you play as jolly old Saint Nick himself. Days Before Christmas is a platform game that puts you in the shoes of Santa Claus, who has to jump through 24 levels retrieving presents in an effort to save Christmas. With so many levels, there's a nice variety of locations to explore, but it's never especially challenging. Developed by Funcom in Norway, who are more well known for Dreamfall: The Longest Journey and Age of Conan, it was released in the UK for both Mega Drive and SNES in 1994, but it never made it to other regions. As platform games go, it's entertaining enough, with nice sprites and backgrounds, but the music is fantastic. It suffers from early 90s level design, where it's not always obvious where you have to jump next, as platforms are off screen, but ultimately that doesn't detract from the fun. That brings this week's show to an end. We hope you enjoyed it. Give us a like and subscribe if you did. What games do you enjoy playing over the Yuletide season? Let us know in the comments, and why not tell us about the add-ons that we've missed as well. We'll be back next week where we'll finally reveal the games that our team liked the most in 2019. Will your favourite be included? Tune in next Friday to find out. Make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter and Instagram at UK Gaming Network. Until next time, thanks for watching and have yourself a Merry Christmas.